U.S. independent media, broadcast exclusively online, have been shining abroad for some years. However, in the eyes of the state, it is illegal.
Y me parecen reconocimientos de un trabajo que cada vez se está poniendo más al nivel del periodismo internacional, en circunstancias que son totalmente diferentes al resto de periodismo que está llegando a esos certámenes. O sea,
yo diría que hay varios de estos medios independientes que asumen una autonomía, digamos, saludable para hacer un periodismo responsable en el contexto de la isla, más allá de que efectivamente la autonomía de un medio de prensa puede ser siempre relativa y demás.
En los medios dependientes del exterior tienen, a mi juicio, un problema esencial, que es que muchas veces su mirada está demasiado sesgada hacia los elementos críticos de la realidad cubana.
Meanwhile, protesters roam Port-au-Prince on motorcycles, sometimes holding machete in their hands or blocking streets with stones and burning tires. Haiti's capital is on lockdown after police attacked the army headquarters to demand better working conditions, sparking a gun battle that left 2 servicemen dead and a dozen wounded. The main roads through the city were blocked and smaller streets were deserted, leaving the capital cut off from the rest of the country. In a statement, the Justice Department denounced Sunday's violence, which it said increasingly resembled a coup attempt against embattled President Jovenel Moïse. The United Nations Integrated Office in Haiti also expressed its deep concern over the serious incidents on Sunday and urged protesting police officers to avoid any escalation of violence. Some of the protesting officers went as far as seize the keys of the UN forces' few vehicles and use them to block some roads. The Haitian National Police Union released a statement asking officers to return home. Late Sunday, the government said in a statement it had observed with concern and dismay that terror has reigned in certain arteries of the Port-au-Prince metropolitan area. The army said its headquarters was attacked Sunday by gunmen wearing masks. One of the protesting officers, who had been among 5 policemen sacked from their jobs, said that at least one of his comrades had been killed and several others wounded in the gunfight with the army. The Champ de Mars, the area where the clashes broke out Sunday, was still inaccessible a day later. Even guards from the presidential palace, who normally conduct regular patrols there, were avoiding it as too dangerous to enter. For months, Haitian police have been demanding better working conditions, in particular the right to form a union so as to ensure transparency in talks with the police hierarchy. Last week, some officers took to the street, blocking them and setting fire to cars. On Saturday, Moïse announced measures designed to ease the crisis, including the creation of a compensation fund for families of police who die in line of duty and a fund to provide officers with insurance. Haiti has witnessed a spike in kidnappings for ransom since the beginning of the year and fighting between rival crime gangs, which regularly set up roadblocks on Haitian highways. The destitute Caribbean country has also been gripped by a political crisis for more than a year as people demand the resignation of Moïse. Since coming to power in February 2017, Moïse has faced the anger of an opposition movement that has refuses to recognize his victory in an election widely seen as dubious. Moïse is also accused of corruption. Up next, Russia says egocentric U.S. is wrecking global arms control. There are, quote, tremendous advances, but no trade deal for President Trump in India. The U.S. and South Korea most scaling back military exercise due to coronavirus. Trump says Weinstein's conviction sends a very strong message. Plus, for EBC Travel, let's travel to Tennessee. We will take a look at the largest underground waterfalls in the United States. Eagle News will be right back, so stay with us.
Innovation, digital disruption, globalization. Startups, micro, small, and medium enterprises, as well as large corporations, all face interesting challenges in the market today. Peek into the world of exciting opportunities and partnerships to drive growth with the latest business news and information. We are open for business. Join the conversations to create a more vibrant environment for entrepreneurship. Catch Open for Business every Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. Open for Business, from vision to action.
Events happen around us all the time, in our community, in our country, around the world. Events that affect people, move communities, or simply inspire us. Interesting events that people need to know. In these interesting times, we continue to be a competent partner in delivering news about these events. Fast, accurate, balanced. Eagle News, because we live in interesting times.
Hello and welcome back. This is Eagle News coming to you from Virginia Beach, Virginia. The U.S. is following an egocentric foreign policy that is leading to global arms control agreements being devalued, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said on Tuesday. Lavrov told the conference on disarmament in Geneva it is vital to stop the degradation of international arms control, urging Washington to resume talks on halting nuclear proliferation and banning weapons in space. He said, quote, "We are seeing a return to dangerous destructive trends caused by the arrival of aggressive foreign policy egocentrism by one state."
К сожалению, в нынешнем столетии накапливаются опасные деструктивные тенденции, вызванные возродившимся агрессивным внешнеполитическим эгоцентризмом одного государства. А в последнее время в политике Соединенных Штатов вообще стало преобладать стремление доминировать повсеместно и навязывать мировому сообществу свои правила в ущерб интересам других государств и в ущерб международному праву. Игнорирование этого честного предложения лишь подтверждает, что истинные причины разрушения договора о РСМД никак не связаны с позицией и действиями России. Убеждены, что еще не поздно выработать общеприемлемые меры, способные предотвратить силовое противостояние в космическом пространстве.
Lavrov said it is time for American colleagues to return to international intergovernmental dialogue and renew disarmament agreements that ensure stability on this planet. Russia and the United States, rivals during the 4 decades of the Cold War, ripped up the 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces, or INF, treaty this year, blaming one another for its demise. That deal was seen as cornerstone of global security, and its burial sparked fears of a new arms race. And Washington is threatening to quit the 2010 New Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, or New START, when it expires next year. Lavrov said Russian President Vladimir Putin had proposed extending New START without conditions, adding that his boss was still waiting for a reply from the United States. New START, which obliged them to have the number of missile launches and set up a new verification regime, is seen as the last major deal keeping their arsenals below the Cold War peak. Lavrov also reiterated there was an urgent need for a new treaty stopping weapons being deployed in space after more than a decade of deadlock. He said Moscow was convinced it was not too late to stop a conflict in space and urged full-fledged negotiations on a treaty to prevent the deployment of some military hardware in space. But the U.S. has long argued that it would be too difficult to verify space deployments, preferring language that focuses on prohibiting aggressive conduct. Donald Trump failed Tuesday to strike any major trade deal with India at the end of a visit, big on photo opportunities but short on substance and overshadowed by deadly riots. Speaking after talks in New Delhi with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the U.S. president said only that they had made tremendous progress towards a comprehensive agreement and that he was optimistic we can reach a deal.
Earlier today, we expanded our defense cooperation with agreements for India to purchase more than $3 billion of advanced American military equipment, including Apache and MH-60 Romeo helicopters. Prime Minister Modi, we have made tremendous advances for our people over the past 2 days, and working together, I know that our two nations will continue to achieve new breakthroughs, unlock new potential, and forge even brighter futures in the years ahead. We think we're at a point where our relationship is so special with India.
While minor compared to his trade war with China, Trump has slapped tariffs on Indian steel and aluminum and suspended duty-free access for certain goods in an effort to cut the $25 billion U.S. trade deficit with Asia's third biggest economy. Under pressure to deliver ahead of election in November, he has pressed for greater access to the vast Indian market of 1.3 billion people for U.S. dairy producers, makers of medical goods, and for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. But Modi, who has a lot in common with Trump with his Make in India mantra echoing Trump's America First slogan, has responded with higher tariffs on U.S. goods, including $600 million worth of Californian almonds. Modi, speaking alongside Trump a day after they appeared together at a raucous rally in front of 100,000 people, said only that both sides have agreed to start negotiating for a big trade deal.
People-centric है। यह संबंध 21वीं सदी की सबसे महत्वपूर्ण पार्टनरशिप में है और इसलिए आज राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप और मैंने हमारे संबंधों को कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ग्लोबल स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप के स्तर पर ले जाने का निर्णय लिया है। फ्रेंड्स, आज हमारी चर्चा में हमने इस पार्टनरशिप के हर अहम पहलू पर सकारात्मक विचार किया, चाहे वो डिफेंस एंड सिक्योरिटी हो, एनर्जी स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप हो, टेक्नोलॉजी कोऑपरेशन हो, ग्लोबल कनेक्टिविटी हो, ट्रेड रिलेशंस हो या फिर पीपल टू पीपल टाइज।
Trump and Modi, however, announced $3 billion in defense deals, including for the sale of naval helicopters, proof of their deepening strategic alliance to counter the rise of China in the region. But the absence of a trade deal between the world's biggest economy and its second most populous nation showed that behind the bonhomie they remain far apart. At Monday's rally, Trump described Modi as very, very tough. Meanwhile, the United States and South Korea said Monday that they were considering scaling back a military exercise plan for this spring because of the coronavirus epidemic. U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper said at a news conference the commander of U.S. forces in South Korea, General Robert Abrams, and the head of that country's Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Park Hong-ki, are looking at scaling back the command post training due to concerns about the coronavirus.
General Abrams and General Park are looking at scaling back the command post training due to concerns about the coronavirus.
His South Korean counterpart, Jung Kyung-do, said at the same briefing that 13 servicemen from his country have become infected with the virus and that all leave for the military has been canceled nationwide so as to limit soldiers' movements. Jung said the situation is quite serious. The two countries have significantly scaled back traditional joint military exercises so as to facilitate U.S. nuclear talks with North Korea. This spring, they plan to hold a command coordination exercise. Let's go to the other news. U.S. President Donald Trump said Tuesday Harvey Weinstein's conviction for rape and sexual assault was a great victory for women and sends a very strong message. The Hollywood movie producer was found guilty on Monday by a New York court in a verdict hailed as historic landmark by the Me Too movement against sexual misconduct.
But I was just not a fan of his. I knew him a little bit, not very well. I knew him because he was in New York. Not a person that I like. I will say the people that liked him were the Democrats. Michelle Obama loved him. Hillary Clinton loved him. and he gave tremendous money to the Democrats.
67-year-old Weinstein was acquitted of first-degree rape and predatory sexual assault, charges that could have seen him jailed for life. But he faces up to 29 years in prison for criminal sexual acts in the first degree and third-degree rape. He was remanded in jail but was later admitted to Bellevue Hospital Center in Manhattan with chest pains.
From the standpoint of women, I think it was a great thing. It was a great victory and sends a very strong message.
Trump, who will lead the Republican Party into elections in November, said Weinstein was closely linked to the Democratic Party. More than 80 women have accused Weinstein of sexual misconduct since allegations against him ignited a global reckoning in 2017 against men abusing positions of power. With many claims too old to prosecute, the jury considered charges related to just two, ex-actress Jessica Mann and former production assistant Mimi Haley. Weinstein is due to be sentenced on March 11. And now for EBC Travel. Eagle News correspondent Marie Gonzalez shares with us her recent trip to Lookout Mountain Caverns, where the country's largest underground waterfalls, Ruby Falls, can be found. Take a look.
One of the unique attractions in Chattanooga, Tennessee is Ruby Falls, the tallest and deepest underground waterfall in the United States. This natural wonder, located deep inside the Lookout Mountain, was named after Ruby, the wife of Leo Lambert, who discovered the falls and cavern in 1928 with his excavation team. For almost a century, this underground destination continues to rank as one of the best things to do in Chattanooga and attracts 500,000 of visitors each year from around the world. Reporting from Chattanooga, Tennessee, I'm Marie Gonzalez, your Eagle News correspondent, always one with 25.
Thanks, Marie. That is today's Eagle News. Join us again tomorrow for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Eagle News and on Facebook at facebook.com/Eagle News. Thank you for watching. I am Sarah Nachman and I am one with 25.
The elderly undeniably serve as a significant part of society as they impart valuable knowledge and life lessons that can't be learned from school. That's why they should not be neglected and forgotten. Through EBC Cares, their societal contributions were once again recognized and their wellness ensured. They received free medical and dental services, such as eye checkup, blood sugar and blood pressure check, ECG, and free medicines, vitamins, and health supplements. They also enjoyed availing themselves of free haircut and hairstyle, massage, as well as facial and skincare treatments, entertainment activities, and other freebies. At EBC Cares, elderly people are treated with respect and appreciation. We believe that they should be cared for, protected, and valued. EBC Cares, enabling a better community.
Sali na sa pinakabago at pinakamalaking nationwide talent competition ngayon. Tagisan ng Galing! 4.5 million worth of cash prizes await winners who will perform at the Philippine Arena. Grand Champion, 2 million pesos. First runner-up, 1.5 million pesos. Second runner-up, 1 million pesos. Sing, dance, or perform unique and new acts. Audition now! Like the Net25 Facebook page, subscribe to the Net25 YouTube channel, and tune in to the show Himig ng Lahi for more announcements. Tagisan ng Galing! Presented by Eagle Broadcasting Corporation. Kabayan